It's really interesting. Ransomware isn't, there's no way to specifically stop ransomware, although what I'd say is that it is a very prevalent form of attack at the moment. I guess see previous half-hour conversation, but ransomware is the one that is quite devastating to a lot of small businesses because it really is difficult. Certainly with the way small businesses have been set up in the past, where they've got a lot of their eggs in one basket, they might have very low control of their access permissions, and they might not have an entirely brilliant backup solution in place, or business continuity, as we would call it. So they can't necessarily just flick a switch and turn everything back on again. I think the other thing to note with ransomware is ransomware has evolved a little bit. For those that don't know, ransomware is a type of malware which gets onto a device on your network somewhere. It can come from a lot of different ways, but usually it comes from, say, either a phishing email or a compromised website that one of your users might go to. They might download it and it'll run in the background. And what it does is it encrypts all of your files across the network, or anything you can get hold of. So the more it can get hold of, the better as far as it's concerned. And it'll just encrypt them, and then it just pops up a lovely little message that says, "You want your files back? Give us some money." And you have to give them some money to get your files back. Now, obviously, we would always advise don't give them any money. That's absolutely fundamental. Not only do you a lot of the time not get anything back, and you spend a lot of money on it, you quite a lot of the time become a target, because people will say, we encrypted this company and they gave us money. So you look like a weak target. So therefore, you may well get targeted in more advanced attacks from other people. What you need to do, I guess, to specifically protect the things that will be really useful for ransomware, make sure that people only have permission to the files that they need permission to, so that nobody in the organization has permission to everything on the network. And that goes for administrators as well. Nobody should be an administrator of the organization and use that for their day-to-day account. So that's point one, which is make sure that your permissions are set correctly and you only have access to the things you want. Point number two is make sure you have good endpoint protection software on your servers and your laptops, so that it's looking for these things. And that's not just a classic antivirus. You need an advanced endpoint protection system that has got a ransomware module built into it, so it's looking for this kind of specific attack. And the last thing is have a backup that is off the network, and by that I mean it's completely separate from everything else. Ransomware nowadays has an active element to it. It's clever, to the point where they will even look at what's on the network before they start ransoming you. So without creating too many nightmares, to the point where the file will download onto your computer. Nothing will happen maybe for even a week or a month while they look at your network. They look at what access they have to your network. They look at what systems you use a lot. They look at where your backup are. And when they kick off the ransomware, which will probably be a Saturday evening at about 1 in the morning when we're all asleep, the first thing it will do is delete your backups if it can get access to them. Then it will encrypt all your files. Then it will move through the most important files first, all the way through to the end. So if it has access to it, they will be able to do it. So having a backup that is off the network so that you can use that to recover from is absolutely critical to recovering from ransomware.